Hey, it's Just So Trish, and today I'm answering the Virtual Homeschool Co-op question number 2. So that is, how do you deal with naysayers? Alright, how do I deal with naysayers? Oh my goodness, I have them everywhere. It used to be really bad. In fact, when we first started homeschooling, everybody was the naysayer. Anymore, the only people I run into as naysayers are those that just are like questioning the ability that we're going to do well, questioning, is it possible, questioning if it's legal, or people who don't know us. Well. So in the beginning, I had naysay families and pretty much everybody I ran into. But through the years with my family, everybody just finally came to realize the quality that was, after a few years, my daughter's 12, my son's 10, they see the benefits and they're liking it and they're glad I've done it and they become major proponents. But before I'd just be kind of like, leave me alone, it's not your business. Leave me alone, not your business. Sometimes they're out of, the attitude of, I just don't know, so that's why I'm asking. And that wasn't a bad part. Sometimes it was out of, ignorance, and so they wanted to know. Others were just like, out of ignorance, they don't think it's possible, so it can't be. And those folks, there's just nothing you can say to them that's going to be good. I've noticed here lately that my pediatrician's asking and wanting to take notes. I thought that was a little strange, and I put the question out there, and apparently this is the new norm. The pediatrician or pediatrics wanting to assess us on where we feel our homeschool is and if it's enough. I even heard of one where the pediatric was suggesting that professionals handle this. And then there's pediatrics that are like, hey, homeschooling is the best. I don't really understand. I feel like, and if you didn't pick it up at the Virtual Homeschool Co-op, my attitude is, it's not their business. The state is the only person we're required to give our assessment to, and anybody else is voluntary. But look out. If they're going to if you're going to give them information and they're the type that's already critical and they don't want to change they're not doing it to open their eyes, they're doing it because they already have a concept that this is bad and it's not going to be good, don't give them ammunition. Whatever you tell them, they're going to figure out how to twist. So I try to be polite. I find the rudest ones are actually the ones at in the store. Now, the one remark that I used to take as rude that I don't anymore is the grocery store, why are you guys out of school today? The kids are always like, because we homeschool. And the remark is, well, how are you going to get into college? I'm like, just fine. Well, you don't know that. I'm like, well, do you have a college degree? Didn't know the experience of college? No. And I'm like, but I do. So we're good. Thank you. We got it under control. I think that tends to be the one, or the idea that am I giving them a fair advantage? And I've even had negatives, like it wasn't fair that I was homeschooling my kids and giving them an advantage over children whose parents are not involved. I know. Okay, one, there's a lot of you that probably do not ever get like comments, but the type of person I am, if you ran into me at the grocery store and a conversation sparked, you can't get away. I am just in general a very open person, and I'm very open and social to strangers. I have a good disposition. I joke around. It might seem as though I don't take things seriously, but I do. And I feel like it probably opens me up to getting more criticized and inappropriate things said to me all the time. I have friends who are in awe of the things that are said to me. And I'm just like, since I was 16. I've always, that's what I've heard. Here's get longer. I'm noticing it's kind of got a lay to it. So that being said, I think I tend to bring out that in people without trying or meaning to. And I end up in debates, well into a debate before I realize I'm in a debate. So I end up getting a lot of criticism. When I'm realizing I'm in a debate that has nothing to do with an interest of my children or what we really are doing, but it's just a debate because that's their soapbox, I realize then I'm on my soapbox, and I just try to like walk away because there's just no point. I feel like if I'm going to do my debate, I guess I'll do it on YouTube. Mama doesn't have time for that. I got enough to do. Those that are genuinely interested, I like to then encourage. And I encourage a lot of moms to homeschool. I talk to them a lot. I'm like, have you thought about it? Because before it was such an extreme option to do to homeschool your kids. And now with it becoming more the norm, it's not such an extreme. And there's just some people that have never been asked, like, have you thought of it? So I will do that. I'll get questions about college, and I'm like, I expect it. I usually get, aren't you going to put them in high school, though? You will put them in high school. I'm like, I'm not going to do all this work and hand them over to high school for everything just to fall apart. I feel like all this work is going into having a wonderful high school on their own terms and not by an institution. So I don't know if I answered your question well enough. I get some nasty comments, but I think I'm just open to being open to conversation with strangers that I end up getting criticized. And then because I can argue my point, it means they like to attack me. Oh well. It's just what it is. And, I don't let it will get me boiling for a minute, and then I'm just like, it's just them. It says more about them than me. I just tend to attract those people. The other aspect is living in Southwest Florida. We are a huge retirement community, which means there's a lot of people with nothing to do. And for some reason, and there's not a lot of children, as like, I've been to other places and I'm just like, there's all these families. This is amazing. There's not that many young families here. So we're such a novelty, and then we're a 6-kid novelty on top of that. So they all think I have other people's children, like, 4 families worth of kids. I'm like, nope, they're all mine. And I don't know if it just makes them bolder or just more ignorant to being bolder, because, what are you doing? Things get said that shouldn't get said to me. But I just kind of am like, whatever. Goodbye. Or, and I get snarky. Oh well. I try not to be, but it's a reaction I can't help. And they have a little shock and awness to me too. So I might say something completely just to drop their chin to their floor. That's what I do. It's not the best way to do it, but usually I can get a good feel from somebody unless I'm into a deep debate. It's those ones that act like they're really interested, but they're really getting the ammo to debate you. Those are the ones that always sucker me. And I'm like, how did I end up in this? But then I'm just like, whatever. I usually stop by the time I figure that out. So guys, I will talk to you later. I hope you're enjoying the Virtual Homeschool Co-op. Remember, everybody's welcome to join. You can learn more at thevirtualhomeschoolcoop.com. And if you didn't know, I'm the one behind the Virtual Homeschool Co-op. And I have so much going on, and I'm busting my bottom. So sometimes my videos aren't that great at Just So Trish, but I'm trying. We're getting it done. All right, I will talk to you later. Peace out.